station, DBS Radio.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: Finance Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre has defended a loan of $6 million from the National Bank of Dominica for the electoral reform process. In news from the region, dancehall superstar Popcorn issues a call for an end to violence against women and children in Jamaica. And the United Nations says thousands of babies in Gaza could die without aid as the United Kingdom, France and Canada have warned Israel over their latest action in the Gaza. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Drink and win with Distinction Milk. Purchase 2 large cans or 4 small cans of Distinction Milk and you get a chance to take home a Ninja Blender, $500 cash, or $500 shopping voucher from any local store you like. Just write your name and telephone number on your receipt and drop it into the box at your store, or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 317-4130. That number again, 317-4130. It's that easy. Distinction Milk, 100% cow's milk. Better quality, better taste. Hurry, promotion ends soon. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, Finance Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre has defended a loan of $6 million from the National Bank of Dominica for the electoral reform process. Well, the funds approved in Parliament yesterday will go to the Electoral Commission to implement the Registration of Electors Act. Dr. McIntyre says government was able to reduce on the amount requested by the Electoral Commission.
On the other side, it was mentioned that the sum was high. But the truth is, Mr. Speaker, we got the estimate of expenditures we got from the Electoral Commission was much higher. It was actually 8,070,786. And we actually brought it down to 6 million because, as I said, we're going to use some of the state's offices, services, etc. That's why we brought it down to 6 million as opposed to the initial 8,070,786. So that we've done pretty well in bringing it down, which is good news for us. And obviously, Mr. Speaker, when you look at all what it has to do, we're going to have offices in each of the constituencies, most probably vehicles in each of the constituencies, all the different equipment and the systems in all the different offices, electricity, water, all the stuff for all the different offices and the whole operation and the staff in all the different constituencies. So, and this is going to go on for an entire year and can be extended to 15 months. So looking at it, I think it seems within cost in the sense that we've cut it down and then we can see the amount of things that has to be done with that money.
And that's Finance Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Meantime, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says government has taken a major step towards electoral reform by now making the funds available to the Electoral Commission.
The executive has two functions in respect to electoral reform. One, to bring the bills to Parliament, and two, to ensure that it gets Parliament to make the funds available to effect an electoral reform. In respect to number one, the bills were brought to Parliament, 3 of them, and they were duly passed in the House, and they're now laws of Dominica. The second function, which is the financing, we are now doing so today in a very transparent manner. And it is an important exercise in my mind that this is being done to make sure that everybody sees and everybody hears, and the record will show that the government is making available the funds available to the Electoral Commission to carry out its mandate. Now, in respect to the Electoral Commission Act of 2025, it makes provision for the establishment of a fund under the direction and control of the Electoral Commission. And this was done as part of enhancing the independence of the Electoral Commission. So what will happen, Mr. Speaker, is that those funds will be made available to the Electoral Commission.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. The relocation of some residents of Campbell, Petit Soufriere and Saint-Sauveur and Good Hope is one step closer to becoming a reality. This as Parliament has approved a motion for government to borrow over $69 million from the International Development Association. Minister for Finance, Dr. Irvin McIntyre, presented the motion to Parliament yesterday.
This government has had the challenging task, particularly over the last 10 years, of balancing between responding to repeated macroeconomic shocks caused by the climate events in 2015, 2017, and 2022, and the COVID-19 pandemic 2020-2022. Building resilience to these shocks, and at the same time, forging ahead with an ambitious transformational agenda to bring sustainable development to our people and our country. Still, at the same time, Mr. Speaker, the demand for government services and support has increased, while government, the largest consumer in the country, has not been spared by imported inflation over the past 5 years. While some of the loan funds will be used to support the recurrent budget, for example, subventions to Discover Dominica Authority for marketing our Dominica, road maintenance and restoration, and procurement of equipment, aspects of the public sector program will also be financed from this loan, including land settlement in relation to some of the ongoing projects and the relocation of residents of Campbell, Petit Soufriere, Saint-Sauveur, and Good Hope to safer locations.
And that was Minister for Finance, Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Minister for Housing, Melissa Popon-Skerrit, says that Warner has been identified to relocate the residents of Campbell who were affected by Hurricane Maria in 2017.
The funds that we are securing today is so critical. Some of it will be used for the resettlement of residents, and some will help to complete some homes that we have already started in Petit Soufriere, Saint-Sauveur, part of Good Hope, Morpeau, Tranto, Deepak, Casabruce, and of course the residents of Campbell. Let's talk about Campbell a bit, Mr. Speaker. We understand the people of Campbell have waited a little bit too long. The land has been assessed and reassessed. It is no longer safe. That is not opinion. This is the science. It is a fact. And so we are relocating these families to the beautiful village of Warner, Mr. Speaker. The site at Warner for the relocation of the residents of Campbell, Mr. Speaker, it offers breathtaking views of the Caribbean Sea. And so we are resettling people with dignity, respect, and class. We are giving the people of Campbell the best of the best. And we will begin with those who lost their homes and cannot afford to rebuild. These are the people who have been most affected, the most vulnerable, and they will be first in line.
Minister for Housing Melissa Popon-Skerrit. Opposition Senator Delbert Paris questioned whether there was another option to develop the new housing instead of accessing a loan facility.
If the loan is meant for climate resilience and relocation, can we demonstrate that we have exhausted all of our efforts in finding external funding, grants, partnerships, to ensure that we can do these types of relocation? Mr. Speaker, because we have institutions and agreements that continue to demonstrate that climate resilience is not a traditional capital investment. The concern, Mr. Speaker, is about the absence of evidence that we are learning and adapting and exhausting cheaper options that will yield bigger impacts. We cannot continue to borrow on the backs of our children, grandchildren, and without a clear plan for debt reduction and economic transformation.
Opposition Senator Delbert Paris, parliamentary representative for the Marigot constituency Anthony Charles, supported the government's decision to secure the loan from the International Development Association.
This loan, World Bank say we qualify. So if World Bank, one of the most credible institutions, said we qualified, why not take the loan? Not because I'm in the opposition and I support something that is good to move the country. They will say they take me. I don't know take me where, but I want to take the country to a next level, to work with the government to move this country a way forward. It's simple. We have bills to pay. IDA giving us loan, we qualify, we take it to pay our bills. Some people will say, why road maintenance? Why this? Why a next loan? Why everything? But why not? Why not a next loan to move the country to a next level? It's not about party. Labour Party that there. I don't represent no party. I represent the people. And it's the people interests I come and represent here. So the loan, rest assured, the loan is okay. We qualify so that we know we can move the country with this loan for unforeseen climate change. So now we need to put party politics aside and think about the country. It have time for politics, but we need to pause a while. Give it a break. And let's move our country. Let's move our country, please.
A parliamentary representative for the Marigot constituency, Anthony Charles. A parliament has been adjourned, sine die. In some more news this morning, Dominica will seek to strengthen its regional and international tourism ties at the Caribbean Travel Marketplace 2025. The premier regional event is taking place in Antigua and Barbuda from May 18th to the 22nd, 2025. It is organized by the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association and brings together tourism suppliers, buyers, and industry leaders to foster business partnerships and promote Caribbean destinations.
Discover Dominica Authority will participate in the 43rd Caribbean Travel Marketplace in Antigua and Barbuda from May 18th to 22nd. The Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association organizes this event to connect tourism suppliers, buyers, and industry leaders, fostering partnerships and promoting Caribbean destinations. Our participation marks a strategic step to strengthen the island's position as a premier sustainable tourism destination. Our team is quite eager to engage with regional and international partners to showcase Dominica's unique natural beauty, authentic experiences, and the commitment to responsible tourism that benefits both visitors and local communities.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism, Marva Williams, and former Miss Dominica and current Miss OECS, Kiana Dyer, has encouraged Girl Guides in Dominica to maintain the principle of the Girl Guides movement. She made the call at the annual general meeting of the Girl Guides Association of Dominica at the Alias Francaise on the weekend.
The Girl Guide movement is more than an organization. It is a family, a training ground, and a foundation for girls who dare to dream and are willing to serve. I should know, once upon a time, I was one of those girls. In fact, I still am. My sash may no longer fit, but the values stitched into my spirit remain firm. We promise to serve our God and our country, or as modern voices remind us, to stay true to our Girl Guide promise and to do what is right. This is our compass: character, kindness, and integrity, everyone is watching. We promise to help others at all times, whether planting a tree, mentoring a young girl, or simply lending a hand. We do it not for recognition, but because we care. In these small actions, leaders are born. Leaders are honest and kind, bold and brave, responsible and respectful. And we promise to live the Girl Guides law, not just in words, but in actions. It's a code that reminds us that leadership is not about power, but about example. It is about living with purpose, compassion, and conviction.
And that's the former Miss Dominica and current Miss OECS, Kiana Dyer. Well, let's head into news from the region this morning. Dancehall star Popcorn has added his voice to the condemnation of violence against women and children in Jamaica. He made the call yesterday in an Instagram video where he captioned, "Protect the kids in our communities, protect the ladies in our communities, protect the youth." In the video, Popcorn stated that he does not like the direction the country is heading, citing the recent rape and murder of a 9-year-old and the brutal attack against a nurse in a road rage incident. A spate of attacks against women and children in Jamaica has triggered widespread condemnation. Yesterday, nurses staged an island-wide protest to voice their disgust at the development, including last week's assault of one of their colleagues, which was caught on video. And on the international scene, the United Nations humanitarian chief, Tom Fletcher, says 14,000 babies could die in Gaza in the next 48 hours if more aid doesn't reach them. Israel ended an 11-week blockade on aid entering Gaza yesterday, but Fletcher says only 5 trucks got in and the aid hasn't reached anyone yet. Overnight, Israeli airstrikes on Gaza killed at least 38 Palestinians. The attacks came as the United Kingdom, France, and Canada warned Israel to stop its renewed military offensive in Gaza and increase the flow of aid. Well, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the war can end tomorrow if Hamas releases its hostages and lays down its arms. Some 58 hostages remain in Gaza and some 58 hostages remain in Gaza, and up to 23 are believed to still be alive. Well, that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. The Finance Minister, Dr. Irvin McIntyre, has defended a loan of $6 million from the National Bank of Dominica for the electoral reform process. Dancehall superstar Popcorn issues a call for the end to violence against women and children in Jamaica. And the United Nations says thousands of babies in Gaza could die without aid, as the United Kingdom, France, and Canada have also warned Israel over their latest action in the Gaza. Well, that's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Soft Weave bathroom tissue, napkins, and paper towels are the perfect choice for your home. Manufactured with virgin fibers, it's the quality that you and your family deserve. New Soft Weave Total Hygiene bathroom tissue is produced at high temperatures to remove microorganisms. It's pH controlled to protect your skin and produced with UV light disinfection to eliminate bacteria and viruses, providing maximum protection. Soft Weave, distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and sold island-wide.
Soft Weave, quality, affordability, manufactured with you in mind.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Caribe, Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Welcome to the Morning Sports. Let's bowl off with cricket news. Windward Islands Volcanoes fast bowler Dominica's Gillan Tyson says he's hoping to make the most of the opportunity following his maiden call-up to the West Indies A-team for their upcoming series with the South Africa A-team. Tyson, who hails from the Kalinago territory, has played 8 first-class matches so far, grabbing 32 wickets. He picked up 16 wickets in this year's Regional 4-day tournament and was among the top fast bowlers in the region. Tyson says he's hoping to take the next step.
Yeah, Gavin. Firstly, thanks to God for his continued blessings in my life. Thanks to my family, and also thanks to everyone else who contributed in one way or another to towards my career or along the journey. Yeah, very, very much excited for this opportunity. I intend to grab it with both hands, and the work hasn't been over the past 2 weeks or over the past month. I've been working hard for as long as I can remember, and it's good that I could be recognized and I could be a part of this A team. This is very, very much something that I'm really grateful for, and yeah, I'm going to put my best foot forward and represent myself, my family, my country, and my region, and the region to the best of my ability.
And that's the Windward Islands Volcanoes fast bowler Dominica's Gillan Tyson. Meantime, Alec Athanaze has been named the captain of the West Indies A-team for the 50-over matches against the South Africa A-team in St. Lucia starting tomorrow. The 50-over squad reads Alec Athanaze as captain, Kadim Aline, Kevlon Anderson, Jediah Blades, Daryl Cyrus, Jade Gooley, Javel Glenn, Makino Minley, Shakir Paris, Carrie Pierre, Kimal Savory, O'Shane Thomas, Gillan Tyson and Kevin Wickham. Meantime, West Indies vice-captain Jomel Warrican and Guyana captain Tevin Imlach will take turns captaining the West Indies A-team for the 2 4-day matches against South Africa. Dominica's Kavem Hodge, Alec Athanaze and Gillan Tyson have all been named in the squad for the first 4-day match. That team reads Tevin Imlach as the captain, Ronaldo, Ali Mohammed, Kevlon Anderson, Alec Athanaze, John Campbell, Kavem Hodge, Micaiah Louis, Johan Lane, Carrie Pierre, Kimal Savory, O.J. Shields, O'Shane Thomas and Gillan Tyson. The second squad reads Jomel Warrican as the captain, Craig Brathwaite, Kevlon Anderson, Joel Andrew, Alec Athanaze, John Campbell, Justin Graves, and Tevin Imlach, and Shama Joseph, Johan Lane, Kimal Savory, OJ Shields, and Gillan Tyson. Well, CWI Director of Cricket Miles Bascom says the A team will help expose more players to top-level cricket and will also give the squad a look-in ahead of the Australian series.
The 4-day component of that series will be used both for exposing some players who have performed well over the course of the championship, but more so for fine-tuning, getting some guys who would be in contention for the test series, seeing them in some competitive cricket. As you know, our West Indies championship finished around mid-April. So many of them have not had, highly competitive cricket since then. So we are trying to strike that balance between, giving some guys opportunities who have performed well during the championship, as well as ensuring that, the persons in consideration for the test team, get some good, high quality competition ahead of what could potentially be a very intense series against Australia.
And that's CWI Director of Cricket Miles Bascom. The newly appointed West Indies Test captain Roston Chase says it's an honour to be handed the reins of West Indies Test cricket. Well, Chase was appointed the West Indies Test captain last Friday. Speaking in his first engagement with the media yesterday, Chase says he's ready for the new challenges.
Obviously, it's a privilege and an honor to be taking up this new role as the West Indies captain. It's a very prestigious job. You know how many greats have took up this role and mantle before and paved the way for guys like me to continue this journey. I think it's something that I never really thought about being a young man coming into West Indies cricket. I always just wanted to play cricket for the West Indies and do well. But after Darren called me and asked me about taking up the role, if I would be interested, it was a bit shocking at first, seeing that I was, out of the test arena for a couple of years. But I told him it's something that I would think about, and I sat down and I thought about it for about a week. I had conversation with my dad as well, who's really been the driving force of my cricketing career, and he told me that it's not an easy job, but he know that I usually handle pressure very well, and throughout my cricketing career, I had some hard challenges before me, and I've always dealt with them well. So he think that I would be suitable for the job. So after that week, I got back to Darren and told him, yes, I'll be interested.
Newly appointed West Indies Test captain Roston Chase. Meantime, the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy says Chase is well suited for the vision he has for the team.
Obviously, she has been, one of the leaders for us, but you have to understand, and just looking at, the direction that we want to go in Test cricket, the things that we want to achieve, and how we going to go about doing it, the vision, I have for the team, the vision that, the director sees for the team as well, and the personnel and the roles that will be required for us to achieve it. So that process brought us to the man right here, Roston. And just being with Roston over the last 4 years, whether in all capacity, whether it be T20s from at the St. Lucia Kings or also, just him back in the West in his team, the leadership that is shown, in the dressing room and on the field, the attention to details, at the end of the process, it showed why you know, he's been vice captain to a few of our teams at different periods. So I'm quite happy with what the process gave us. And I know as challenging as the road is ahead, I know I have a soldier who, you know, is calm under pressure, who's, also tactically sound.
West Indies head coach Darren Sammy. Let's move on to some netball news as there were wins for the Castlebrook Secondary School and the Goodwill Secondary School as the sports division secondary schools under 40 netball tournament continued yesterday at Windsor Park. In the first match, Castlebrook Secondary School, they picked up an easy win over the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, winning that game 12-3. Leanne Augustine made 5 out of 15 attempts and Kiara Shillingford 4 out of 8 attempts for the Castlebrook Secondary School. In the other match, Goodwill Secondary School, well, they picked up an easy win over the Wesley High School. They won that game 34-2. Shooting for the Goodwill Secondary School, Uriel Lura made 11 out of 18 attempts and Chrissia Pear 23 out of 33 attempts. The tournament continues this afternoon with the Castlebrook Secondary School taking on the Wesley High School and the Goodwill Secondary School playing the Portsmouth Secondary School. These matches will take place at the Windsor Park Stadium, while at the St. Joseph Hardcourts, it's the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School taking up the Northeast Comprehensive B team. There's also 2 games on today in the sports division secondary schools under 15 cricket competition. St. Mary's Academy will battle the Castlebrook Secondary School at the Botanic Gardens, while the Portsmouth Secondary School will take on the Northeast Comprehensive at the Benjamin's Park. Both games will get underway from 10 o'clock this morning. And we can end with some domino news as Ailey Boys registered another win to wrap up last weekend's action in the Macpherson Stout Big W National Domino League. League PRO Lester Guy has a roundup of the weekend's matches.
Ailey Boys got the better of Eclipse, which gave a very good account of themselves, 2-5-1-0 to 2,237, while Golden Arms defeated Bevel's Knight 2,509 to 2,296. Matrix did very well after they defeated Inca Spore 2,506 to 1,653, while Twilight Brutal Force defeated Oyo Stars from Newtown 2,503 to 2,123. And Sunday, Bevel's Knight won over Eclipse 2,508 to 2,362, while Oyo Stars lost to Matrix 2,259 to Matrix 2,535, while Ailey Boys got the better of Brutal Force 2,511 to 2,201. Harmony New Block won over New Westbridge by 900 points, 2,507 to 1,557.
And that's League PRO Lester Guy. There were also wins for No Name as they edged out Skills. Element Agency Storm, they also maintained their unbeaten run with 2 wins on the weekend. And Harmony, New Block, CO King Blasters, New Westbridge, One Case, Brigady Stars, and C Plus Denver were also among the winners last weekend. Well, that will bring us to the end of the DBS Morning Sports Report. More sporting highlights at 11 o'clock and at 1:28 this lunchtime. Of course, just a quick reminder, the West Indies captain Shea Hope is about to address the media in a few minutes' time as the team gets set for tomorrow's first one-day international against Ireland. We'll bring you what Shea Hope had to say a little later on during the course of the day. That's the morning news and sports. We'll see you later.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time. With Mobanking, the faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on MoBanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on MoBanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into MoBanking to top up your phone. Visit